The following game has no ESRB rating, nor is there any sort of listing for restrictive content found within the game's description on Steam. From what I've played so far, while it is a aircraft combat game, there isn't really any blood or gore, even though there is violence and the fact that you're basically shooting down various aircraft and ground installations. So, were I to guess, if it were to have been given an ESRB rating, I would assume that it would be rated T for teen. However, that is just my opinion and uneducated assumption. So that being said, I would assume anyone under the age of 13 should not be watching this video. You have been warned.
Greetings and salutations, I am Outlier and I bid you welcome to this channel. And joining me today is of course my usual co-hosts, Snowball and Wolf. And today we're returning back to Project Wingman. So the premise of Project Wingman is that you play as a mercenary air combat pilot, working for a mercenary corporation, private military company, group. They don't exactly go into the size and structure of the organization that you are a part of, but you are part of a large military mercenary, or mercenary military outfit, I should say, and your company has been contracted by a country known as Cascadia to help them defend their airspace from invading forces of a pan-continental organization known as the Federation. Well, that's correct that you've never actually heard of these countries, because technically these countries don't actually exist in our real world. I mean, the in-game world parallels our world up to a point, and that point is when Some sort of massive cataclysm happened, wiping clean all of the old regimes, old governments, old civilizations, and then 200 years later, humanity has built stuff anew. While this game shouldn't be classified as a post-apocalyptic setting by any stretch of the imagination, it is just simply background filler to explain why the countries in-game don't match up with actual countries in real life. What does match up with real life is all the fighter jets that you get to pilot, and there are quite a few of them, and they all have various real-world counterparts. I don't know if they match with like a 1-to-1 ratio with all the actual counterparts, like they all have the same turning radius, and certainly don't have the same ammo capacity, because I highly doubt a modern aircraft, even the most advanced one to date, has the ability to carry 150 missiles, but the ones in-game can, so that's one suspension of disbelief, but I digress. And the reason why you have been hired by Cascadia to defend their airspace from the Federation is because originally Cascadia and the Federation were friends, and Cascadia shared their natural wealth and resources and bounty with the Federation with the intent of making the world a better place. The Federation did indeed wish to make the world a better place, under their rule, and used Cascadia's resources and geothermal power to, well, build a massive military might. Cascadia didn't want that, so they rescinded on their alliance, and the Federation said, no, we're still taking your stuff. So rather than working cooperatively, they decided to just straight up conquer Cascadia. And they almost succeeded. Had it not been for the intervention of your mercenary company, the Cascadian Air Force certainly would have been wiped out, and the Federation would have controlled all of Cascadian airspace. But your company did intervene, and slowly and surely managed to take back more and more of Cascadia. Or at least the airspace of it. The actual Cascadian military forces, or at least what's left of them ever since their actual government collapsed, have been taking the actual territory, but you've been providing air support. And speaking of air support, that support came to a head, as I believe the term is, last episode, in the fact that we got caught up in a massive air battle above a snowstorm above the Bering Strait, because Cascadian Air National Guard forces discovered the Federation trying to evac some of their more experienced troops, so they stopped them. The evac planes called for reinforcements, so they came. The attacking Cascadian forces called for reinforcements, so they came. Those Federation reinforcements called for more reinforcements. Cascadians, in turn, called for even more reinforcements. And it cascaded into just a massive air brawl where everybody who could send anything that could fly that could reach the battle did. And in the middle of the battle, we killed them all. And now the Federation has, as far as I know, no aircraft left to actually muster, which means that it's basically, I believe the term is free real estate. But that's not exactly true. We've taken out all of their fighter jet power, but in-game there are these things known as air cruisers, which are basically big, massive flying, well, air warships. So those are still around, and there's apparently a plan in the works to deal with the Federation airships, but we haven't gotten to that point yet, and I assume it's going to happen next, well, this mission, I should say. I did take a peek last episode to see what the briefing is, and I don't recall it involving the airships, but I haven't really looked into this game since last episode, so I don't exactly remember what's supposed to be going to happen. So I guess we get to find out together. And with all else stated, all that's left to say is that this game is, of course, made by and thank you again. And that being said, let us begin.
Hitman team, an interesting hit came up on available taskings, and I don't think anyone else from Sicario's pilots or the other merc teams could take this on. So, listen up.
Independence Force victories countrywide have cascaded into each other. The Federation, now having lost a great deal of its air forces, are falling back. As their front lines fall, however, activity from the more unknown elements of the Federation here in Cascadia have started to stir. Several fishermen within the last week have reported intense bursts of light emanating from the Harkema Industrial Park off the coast. This rig is part of a naval-based private ownership property leased out to several international companies, including a firm called Icarus Armories. The Federation has recently deployed their own defenses to the rig, and on top of that, it's manned by private security forces. Your objective is to wipe out any Federation presence on the facility, providing a distraction for Sicario's SOF to uncover what they're doing. Ronin will be clearing some of the radar buoys, giving you a way into the airspace undetected. When you make it through, be prepared for anything. We have no idea what else might be being worked on out there.
So it's basically the Federation has contracted out third-party independent research firm to run their equivalent of Area 51. And by the looks of it, there's at least 3 railguns, multiple aircraft. In fact, it looks like that there's more aircraft than ground targets, some cargo ships, and various other things. So, should be interesting. But it looks like I'm going to need a mix of firepower in both anti-air and anti-ground force capabilities. So that's going to dictate the plane that we take. So if we start the mission, it should bring us to the hangar, and it does. Alright, so I can get the Incipiter. It's a mostly anti-ground aircraft, and by the looks of it, by anti-ground I mean carries a large number of unguided bombs, and I'm not really a fan of unguided bombs, so I do also have access to the F-18, which, while it only has 2 weapon slots, it can carry both anti-air and anti-ground multi-lock weaponry, so that's always nice. Don't quite know what SR stands for, but if I take the plane, I'll find out. There's also the SK-27, although that appears to be mostly a anti-ground fighter aircraft. Then, of course, there is the F-15, which I've already unlocked, which can also do the job. I think the F-15 would carry more... well, actually, no, it does have 3 slots of weapons, so... And then, of course, there's the older aircraft with the MiG-29 also being... having the right weapons loadout to be able to be used. The F-14, which is mostly anti-air, and so forth and so on. So, as the missions get more advanced and more complicated, it's probably a good idea not to take the older aircraft. Specifically, like, say, the TF-4, which, is essentially a training aircraft and only carries unguided bombs. Or the MiG-21, which I think is just a cockpit, an engine, and missiles. That's not true. Every aircraft has a autocannon. No, let's go with something known. Let's take the F-18. Alright, so as I said, I need both anti-air and anti-ground capabilities. So I'll take multi-lock anti-air for the first weapon slot and multi-lock anti-ground, even though I have the ability to field unguided rockets. And standoff rocket. It's apparently a large single rocket that I just fire at something, and I guess it blows it up. I prefer guided weapons, though, because my aim is horrible. Oh, and also has access to an ADA limiter. I have no idea what that does still, so I'm going to still go with flares. And with that, let's proceed.
It's on its perigee right now. Huh? Oh, don't give me that. You know I wanted to pilot space shuttles as a kid. Oh, how far I've fallen. Hitman team, you're entering the AO. Tighten up comms. Let's keep it business from here on out. I'm always all business, Galaxy. My best investment? This multi-million-dollar war machine.
You paid several million for your plane?
All Hitman elements. I said focus. I should be in Cascadia right now fighting, not guarding some money pit. Hey, at least one of these things might win the war.
Yeah. Well, he's about to get his wish in fighting.
So much moving heads are down. I guess it's just a heavy tide. Yeah, most of this stuff is very temperamental. If I don't report back when I ship, I'll send out crew.
I don't know why, but I feel the need to actually blow this up.
Hard rock, let it fly. Man, I haven't been on dry land in months. The contract stated the obvious. You're not allowed on land until the project is done. Which fucking project? You got like 12 going on out here.
Alright, probably best to shoot the railgun.
Good shot, Tenzins. Probably through the test platforms you guys are running. Where? Hey, hold on the silence. We delayed. Let's punch it. Captain Callahan, I suppose that's an hour ticket being punched. Well then, let's ground this rig. This is Conglomerate Security, representing multiple private firms on this facility. You're breaching international laws by staying in this airspace. Identify yourselves and turn away, and we will open fire. Listen to you, this is war. The enemy's getting radar lock. Hitman 1, missile tracking, evade. Hitman, this is Ronan. We've tagged targets of opportunity. Engage at will. We'll be moving through the research labs and see that we can turn up. Radar lock, take it down.
Okay, that's anti-air defenses.
We've got thermal signatures rising all across the board. Looks like they're powering up the homebrew. Get to our jump jets and choppers. Let's do what they pay us for.
Why is this place so heavily defended? Not even the tanning facilities were this gunned up.
Probably because they got something very important they want to protect.
It might be him. The crown. Going defensive. Fox 2. Monarch, we've got some really intense energy readings on top of you. I guess we're gonna testing this tonight. Get hurried up.
Are we clear to use them like this?
Probably not.
We can tell our bosses later. Wipe our lives.
That sounds fair.
Years of research just up in flames. Do these mercenaries have any idea what they're doing?
Doing yes. Consequences of probably not. That was a railgun blast.
I ain't getting paid enough to be shot at like this.
These lasers have a target time. Can't dodge before they shoot.
Oh, they got lasers now. Goody. Here I thought it was just railguns they had to worry about.
Service the footwork you just took up and start downloading. And download as much data into our drives as possible. We'll hunt kidnap and relevant. Accessory to corporate espionage. That's another one off the bucket list. Right on target.
Really? What's that one next to?
Money laundering. But you remember how that one turned out, yeah? Ronan, I'm uploading some keywords I coded to your uplink. You focus on stealing data. I'll comb through whatever they have on their servers. Roger. Make a quick ass thing advance so that there's not really much left. Warning, missile inbound.
Yeah, there's only gonna be a lot of missiles.
Test pilots not moving it on this as this started. Right. We have to send them in their containers down into the ocean. They have to be preserved.
My engine's on fire. It's alright. We took out war insurance policy last month.
I mean, I guess that's a good idea.
Nearest reinforcements are 2 weeks out.
10 minutes? We'll be toast by then.
That's it.
Guns, guns, guns. Roman here. Hitman, up the ante. Let chaos you guys go out and step earlier.
Working on it. There's a lot of things trying to open fire.
Yeah, I'm not pulling anything useful off these servers. At least not right now. Hitman team, let's look back and take out the rig. Highlighting the last set of targets for you now.
Alright, something tells me I'm going to be playing this one twice. That's a lot of railguns.
The explosions we're making, they normally harass me. Any other relaxing going on down here? Hitman 1, Fox 2. They got hostiles. Someone's got guns on me.
That probably would be me. Get back here. Or not.
My engine's on fire. Hitman 1, locked on.
I probably should take care of the railguns first.
Ground target destroyed. Missile is on the way.
One down. Or I should say another one down.
Fox 3! Fox 3! Confirmed enemy kill.
Gone. Probably flying straight at the railgun is probably a bad idea.
Ground asset knocked out.
And I'm down. Okay. I'm thinking I need more missiles. As I press the wrong button and just simply start back up in the same aircraft. Okay.
That's bright enough. I don't need night vision.
Moon. It's on its perigee right now.
Huh?
Oh, don't give me that. You know I wanted to pilot space shuttles as a kid. Oh, how far I've fallen. Hitman team, you're entering the AO. Tighten up comms. Let's keep it business from here on out. I'm always all business, Galaxy. My best investment? This multi-million-dollar war machine.
You paid several million for your plane?
All Hitman elements. I said focus. I should be in Cascadia right now fighting, not guarding some money pit. Hey, at least one of these things might win the war. Oh, you got good luck. Right on target.
Take care of these buoys first.
Down. I guess it's just a heavy tide. Yeah, most of this stuff is very temperamental. If another report back on action, we'll send out crew. Man, I haven't been on dry land in months. The contract stated the obvious. You're not allowed on land until the project is done. Which fucking project? You got like 12 going on out here.
Move away.
Special engines? Probably from the test platforms Icarus is running. Missile is on the way.
The guy's about to blow you up. Because they have all the shiny toys here. Next question.
Right on target. Yep, it's a 3-aircraft flight. It might be him. The crown. Monarch, you've got a good lock. Monarch, we've got some really, really intense energy beams on top of you. I guess we're still testing this tonight. Get hurry up. Are we clear to use them like this? I can tell the place is loaded. Might run live.
I mean, that does kind of sound fair.
Positive tone.
Here's some research. Open flames. Those mercenaries have any idea what they're doing?
Yes. Yes, they want your research up in flames. Next question.
I ain't getting paid enough to be shot at like this.
These lasers have a charge time. Can't dodge before they shoot.
Time to turn a server cluster here. Service the flipbook. We just turned up and start tower. Hey man, one.
Another railgun down.
Evade. We're downloading as much data into our drives as possible. We're getting nothing relevant. Accessory to corporate espionage. That's another one off the bucket list.
Really? What's that one next to?
Money laundering. But you remember how that one turned out, yeah? Loaded. I'm uploading some keywords I coded to your uplink. You focus on storing data. I'll come through everything out on their servers. Roger. You can crack it. I have answered the players that won't be much left.
Okay, apparently some of those missiles missed. Just avoid the lightning from the railguns.
Monarch takes it away.
Alright, that was a railgun shot to the cockpit. If this was real life, probably would have taken the,
Right. We took out the insurance policy last month. Hitman 1, Splash 1. Enemies on my scope. Here's reinforcements are 10 minutes out.
10 minutes? We'll be toast by then.
Easy as failure. Enemy on radar. Who's routing the coordinates to platform 3B?
Working on it.
Monarch, enemies locking onto you. Yeah, I'm not doing anything useful off these servers. At least not right now. Hitman team, press the attack and take out the ring. Highlighting the last set of targets for you now. We've got hostiles. Missile is on the way. Some of these secondary explosions we're making, they ain't normal if you ask me.
Who knows what will actually blow up down there?
I'm guessing that's the second rig gone. A lot of missiles.
Bingo!
Another wave of helicopters down. Let's not fly into the SAM sets directly. In fact, let's get some altitude and speed and then come back around. I have 15 anti-ground missiles left. This plane does not carry much ordnance in the way of special weapons. Oh. It's away.
Right on target.
Taking damage.
Enemy locked
Again.
on. Break.
Took some hits, but still in the fight, as the saying goes. I got 3 anti-ground missiles left.
We got activity on deck. Hitman team, push toward the platform immediately.
Which one?
Combat capable. Collect my data. A when needed. Fighting from a cold start? You can't be serious. You beg me to do one thing. I'm doing it. Don't get in my way.
God damn it. Fine. Get the guards to seal the doors. Start up the remote outlink to the mainland. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Emphasis on lifetime, sir. Take off clearance. Grants into all flights.
Experimental ballistic airframe. Should that have me worried? Probably.
The hell is this?
Any poor bastard who wants to come play, I'll entertain. This is new.
You? Is that all you can say? Pin him down.
Yeah, someone seems to be highly mobile.
Good look at this thing. What the hell is it?
Galaxy, what do you got on the RCS for this?
Definitely next generation design. I'm filling in data as we go. I'm barely keeping up.
Yeah.
Platform screen, no secondaries.
Fox 2.
Apparently there's more of them.
Hitman team, explicit orders from the top down. You were to engage and destroy. No running from this one. Oh, hell. Hold on, we're good for this?
Don't know. I can't even get, well, face it. I mean, I hit it, I think. Back here. it's got an aft cannon. It's flying away from me and still shooting cannon rounds.
Fox 2.
Project Wingman is away.
One down. I think.
Heads up, Dan. We're cracking the files we built now. Preliminary analysis says this is an Icarus Armaments airframe codenamed Sphere. We'll see if we can find anything about who's flying it.
Contact Unicorn Alligator Galaxy. Give us actionable intel.
This aircraft is all working without a fly-by-wire system. It's just a test platform. If the pilots do good, they can push it to its very limits. That can't be good for whoever's in that thing. Exactly. Tire them out. They're only human.
Positive clear charge on the ray guns. Send the activation key out.
Alright, just one more. Dropped every anti-ground missile I had against that thing.
Let's get this shootout going. I'm going to be roused my time.
And that's a lot of railgun tracks. Where are you? There you are.
Hitman 1 within gun range.
What the heck is that?
Monarch Fox 2.
Get back here. Where did you go?
Monarch, give us a shot. Monarch, good luck.
Keep getting winged by its railgun blasts. Or bullets.
Good tone, good tone. Fox 2.
I think I hit it. It's down. One of them, anyway. Okay.
We've got some fierce readings coming off Spear.
Actual combat stimulus shifts the sector drastically. I need to get back to the university with this data when I'm concrete separation. Come on, mercenary. So strong as the house to come crack this down.
I mean, I hit it. I got 10% of a plane left, but I hit it.
You're not around. Sending it to you, Galaxy. Pilot of Spear confirmed. Clara Rosk. Tech name Frost Druid. She's one of the turncoats from Cascadia. Even for the Ron's dog, that's smart. Turning on other mercenaries.
I mean,
Missile is on the way.
point.
Noted action of the Galaxy. Put torsion bed inside. Commence an exfiltration. Fox 2.
I'm thinking I'm not gonna win this one. Oh, 1% health left.
Monarch, you got a good lock.
I had a good lock.
Missile is tracking.
Is it?
Hitman 1 locked on.
Wow. 0 hole and I'm still flying. How's that possible?
Hitman 1 is down.
And it's not. I mean, I almost killed her. Do I have a more maneuverable aircraft? I mean, the MiG-29 has a faster turn rate, slightly faster turn rate, but slightly less roll rate. Now, it does accelerate faster. I don't actually think so. Okay. Let's try this again in the same aircraft.
That's bad enough. I don't need night vision.
Full moon. It's on its perigee right now.
Huh?
Oh, don't give me that. You know I wanted to pilot space shuttle as a kid. Oh, how far I've fallen. Hitman team, you're entering the AO. Tighten up comms. Let's keep it business from here on out. I'm always all business, Galaxy. My best investment? This multi-million-dollar war machine.
You paid several million for your plane?
All Hitman elements. I said focus.
I paid like 57,000.
Cascadia right now, flatting. Not guarding some money pit. Hey, at least one of these things might win the war. Missile away. So much moving units are down. I guess it's just a heavy tide. Yeah, most of this stuff is very temperamental. If it ever broke by one, I'd shit most in that crew. Man, I haven't been on dry land in months. The contract stated the obvious. You're not allowed on land until the project is done.
That's
Which fucking project? You got like 12 going on out here. Monarch, give us a shot. Anyone got a target? Good jet engines? 12 is looking on the desk platforms you guys fly. Where? Hey, roll on the thumbs.
With the lead, let's punch it.
Captain Keller, I suppose that's our ticket to get punched. Well then, let's ground this wreck. This is Conglomerate Security, representing multiple private firms on this facility. You're breaching international laws by being in this airspace. Identify yourselves and turn away, or we will open fire. Listen to you if this is war. Enemy aircraft shot down.
why am I targeting the
Unit
boat?
destroyed.
Because it's there.
Hey, this is where I'm headed. Attack targets of opportunity. Gauge yourself. We've been moving through the research labs and seeing that we can turn up. Hitman, heads up. We've got thermal signatures rising all across the board. Looks like they're powering up the home base. Get to our jump kits and choppers. Let's do what they pay us for. Radar lock, take him down. Missile is on the way.
Why is this place so heavily defended? Not even the training facilities were this gunned up.
This is where they keep the good guns. Next question. Make it a fun one.
Yeah, there's a 3-aircraft flight. It might be him. Walk around. He's locked onto you. Hitman 1, within gun range. Monarch, we've got some really intense energy booties on top of you. I guess we're field testing this tonight. Get generated up. Are we clear to use them like this? Radar lock, take him down. I can tell our boss later when we're alive.
Yes.
Good tone, good tone. I ain't getting paid enough to be shot at like this. These lasers have a target time. Can't dodge before they shoot. We've got an internal server laser. Service the footwork if we just hook up and start downloading. Hitman 1 locked on. We're downloading as much data into our drives as possible, but we're not getting nothing relevant. Accessory to corporate espionage. That's another one off the bucket list.
Really? What's that one next to?
Money laundering. But you remember how that one turned out, yeah? Loaded. I'm uploading some keywords I coded to your uplink. You focus on stealing data. I'll go filtering out on their servers. Roger. Make it quick. Hitman certainly thinks there won't be much left. Where the hell's the prototype go? Test pilots start loading it on the system started. Right. We have to send them in their containers down into the ocean. They have to be preserved.
How long are we gonna get preserved?
It's alright. We took out a war insurance policy last month. Nearest reinforcements are 10 minutes out.
10 minutes? We'll be toast by then.
Probably.
Bonsai. Stacked up.
Right, so can I actually target the thing shooting back? That's the ground, that's the ground, that's the
Rollers
ground.
been shot down.
Technically, I flew into a pipe. I mean, there's that. Okay.
That's bright enough. You don't need night vision.
Try number 4.
Moon. It's on its perigee right now.
Huh?
Oh, don't give me that. You know I wanted to pilot space shuttles as a kid. Oh, how far I've fallen. Hitman team, you're entering the AO. Tighten up comms. Let's keep it business from here on out. I'm always all business, Galaxy. My best investment? This multi-million-dollar war machine.
You paid several million for your plane.
All Hitman elements. I said focus. I should be in Cascadia right now, fighting. Just collecting some money, Pete. Hey, at least one of these things might win the war.
Emphasis on might. Doesn't say for which side, though. I mean, if we steal it, build our own.
So much volume guns are down. I guess it's just a heavy tide. Yeah, most of your stuff is very temperamental. If I ever pull back when I shit, who said I could? I haven't been on dry land in months. The contract stated the obvious. You're not allowed on land until the project is done. It's a freaking project. You got like 12 going on out here. Monarch red fire. You hear that? The jet engines? Probably from the test platforms Icarus is running. Where is this? Where? Roll out the thumbs!
We've been made. Let's punch it.
Yeah, okay.
Got to kill it. I suppose that's how we're taking all punch. Well then, let's climb this rig. This is Conglomerate Security representing multiple private firms of this facility. You're breaching international laws properly in this airspace. Identify yourselves and turn away, or we will open fire. Nobody in the room will listen to you if this is war.
has a point.
Right on target.
This is war.
Command, this is Wingman. Attack targets of opportunity. Gauge at will. We'll be moving through the research labs and see that we can turn up. Hitman, heads up. We've got thermal signatures rising all across the board. Looks like they're powering up the off-road. Get to our jump jets and choppers. Let's do what they pay us for.
Yeah, that railgun's out of range is going to hit the...
Ground unit knocked out.
Why is this place so heavily defended? Not even the training facilities were this gunned up.
Because this is where they keep the good toys, as I've said multiple times. To be fair, multiple times because they've been taken out multiple times.
It might be him. The ground. Rock, let it fly.
If you pay attention, more attention to where the missiles are coming from.
We've got some really, really intense energy ratings on top of you. I guess we're field testing this tonight. Get hurry up. Are we clear to use them like this? I can tell our bosses later. Wingman live.
Can we target the railguns, please?
Ground asset destroyed. Years of research just up in flames. Do these mercenaries have any idea what they're doing?
Arguably so.
I ain't getting paid enough to be shot at like this.
I saw that railgun coming down. Why is this one yellow? Shoot it, just be on the safe side. Let's also get some altitude, if that's possible. But the last time I had altitude and flew over this thing, I ended up flying into it, so probably not the best idea.
Monarch ready to fire. Ground asset knocked out.
I suppose I'm going to target the thing shooting back. Didn't I? I mean, that was one of them. That's another SAM site.
Missile away. Ground unit destroyed.
Alright, I got 9 multi-lock anti-ground missiles left. And probably close to a dozen targets, I think.
Monarch, you've got a good lock.
I'm also at 81% hull, so...
Light 'em up.
Go.
Good zone, good zone.
This is away.
Speaking of Sentinel, we got activity on deck. Hitman team, push toward the platform immediately.
This one's combat capable. Collect my data. A when needed.
So who is he?
Fighting from a cold start? You can't be serious. You beg me to do one thing. I'm doing it. Don't get in my way.
God damn it. Fine. Get the guards to seal the doors. Start up the remote outlink to the mainland. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Emphasis on lifetime, sir. Takeoff clearance granted to all flights. Monarch ready to fire. Pin him down. The hell is this? Fox 0, good.
That was a hit.
I'll entertain.
Just shoot that. Yep. Yeah, we all are. That was a hit.
Project Wingman is away. Heads up, Hitman. We're cracking
the flares are going to do, but, okay.
Fires already hit.
Missile is on the way. Whoa. We've got some fierce readings coming off spear.
Actual combat stimulus shifts the filter drastically. I need to get back to bursting with this data when I'm done. Come on, mercenary. You come trying to take me down?
No, originally I thought there was actually 3 aircraft, but no, it's just one thing that has 3 health points.
Fox 2. You've got a bio. Sending it to you, Galaxy. Pilot spear confirmed. Claw Rosk. Tech name Cross Druid. Ah, shit. She's one of the turncoats from Oceania. Even on a wild dog that's low. Turning on other mercenaries. Guns, guns, guns. Loaded action with Galaxy. We're torching right on the side. Commencing exfiltration.
That's a hit. Of course, I'm getting hit more than she is.
Missile is on the way.
A lot of railgun losses.
Fox 2. Fox 3. Fox 3.
I'm just gonna launch everything I got on this plane against her and hope something hits.
Hard rock, let it fly. Keep 'em guessing.
That's it for the multi-locks.
Missile shot off.
I'm in a cloud and I got less than a quarter health left. Oh, there she is. It'd be nice if the gun sight would just stay. Oh, I killed her. That was unexpected.
Galaxy down. Do you have visual?
Monarch got that hit.
Damn it. That clown. This is Frost. I'm out of here. Ejecting data pod.
Data received and we have a visual on the chute. Wait, where are you going? They're off radar. Nice work, Hitman team. RTB while we've got a chance. You don't got to tell me twice. I'm out.
One hell of a night out, I think. Hitman 3, heading home.
I'm flying.
Ronan, take the dip and let the tides carry you out. The eminent domain will be on station for pickup. Copy all. I'll tell you what, Hitman. You keep fighting like that, this war might be over too soon.
I won't complain. I say it'd be nice if the gun sight would actually stay up for longer than it actually does. But okay.
The rig has been destroyed and currently being abandoned by the survivors. Eminent Domain also reports that several Federation scientists were brought back by Ronan and are going through debriefing. As a strike mission, this is a success. The Federation and any research group who think they can ally themselves with them have lost a critical facility. However, as a mission to discover further what the Federation was researching exactly, the results are inconclusive. Galaxy reports that little data corroborates directly to weapons research, so it's a dead end at the moment. IF and independent codebreakers will keep looking through the recovered data, but until that comes up with anything, we're reassigning you to regular sorties. The Independence Force is continuing their offensives, and with your help, the Federation will fold before this war drags on.
I was gonna say, if the SP-34R is the actual boss thing that we're having trouble fighting. It looks like the my wingman got that killing, but there are apparently 3 of them. The allies killed 1 and I killed 2 of them. I'm not actually seeing just a single entry for any one thing though, so I don't know. I mean, I guess it might have been flagged as the unknown, but I don't know which item is actually the crazy airframe that I was fighting for the last 5 minutes. So we broke their shiny new toy before it could be their shiny new toy, and that's probably a good thing, given the fact that it had God knows how many railguns are strapped to the thing, also cannons that could fire from behind, and the ability to be highly maneuverable. I mean, I emptied probably every missile I had against it, and I don't want to know how many missed because I don't feel like counting that high. But we won, and I do not want to fight anything like that ever again. Although, given how these games generally play, I probably will. And unlike this time, next time, if and when I ever come across something like it ever again, it won't be a prototype. In fact, it'll probably be fully armed and fully powered, and we'll probably cut through everybody like a hot knife through butter. But that's going to be another issue, possibly. Maybe, kind of, sort of ish, hopefully not, but who knows. For another time, and as such, I'm going to call it here. Everybody stay safe from the plague, and have a good day.